Hello guys and welcome to the Flying Olive. Today I have another vlog for you. I'm kind of on a roll, I like doing them now. Today's post is going to be all about tea. It's something that is quite close to my heart because it's been part of my daily routine for about 5 or 6 years. I absolutely love the stuff. I swim in it, I drink it, I bathe in it, I love it. So it's something that I know quite a lot about. There's a whole new section on my blog. I don't know if you've seen it, I hope you have, but if you haven't, it's a whole new section on, you guessed it, tea. So here I'm going to tell you a little bit about drinking and brewing if you're not used to it, if you don't really do it. So whether you're stuck in the English breakfast phase or tea isn't really your thing but you'd like to get into it, then this is a really good introduction into the different types of tea and all the benefits and how you should drink it and all of this, just in case, you fancied giving it a go. Okay, so I'm just going to jump straight in with the different types of tea. There are a million different types of tea, okay, because it all depends on where it's grown, what region of what country, who grow it, how it was grown, all of that. So they've got a million different names, but basically it's just a leaf, it's a plant. It's just something that's grown and then dried, and then you put it in hot water and it brews, and that is your cup of tea. Just going to run through a few different types with you. Where's all my tea? Okay, there we go. It's all down here, I'm looking for it. Okay, so I'm going to start with like the Indian tea. These are just some really common ones. There, again, like I say, there's a million, but here's some common ones. The two that I've got here are Darjeeling. If you, oh no, it won't focus on that. Darjeeling and Assam. So they're two teas you may have heard of. Another one is masala chai. You may have heard of that, especially if you're put that back over there. Especially if you're partial to a chai latte and things like that. That's all from the tea plant. Then I'm going to move on to the incredible Sri Lankan Ceylon tea. I should probably start hiding labels, shouldn't I? So Ceylon tea from Sri Lanka, that's really lovely. Got quite a citrusy taste. Your Japanese, so your Asian tea, so this is just your average green tea label. Your average green tea, sencha green tea, which is absolutely delicious, and then your Chinese tea. So got some Lapsang Souchong here, and also gunpowder tea is from China, and as exciting as it sounds, it's only called gunpowder tea because it's a black tea and they roll it into tiny little balls so it looks like gunpowder. But if you're not into drinking tea, then you might be more familiar with the very popular blends. So that's your English breakfast and your Earl Grey, and if you've heard of Russian Caravan before, that's another really popular blend. So that's when, they mix several different types of tea together, hence blend. So you might be quite familiar with that. Loose leaf tea is an incredible way to go. So if you're new to drinking tea, you might want to start with the tea bags, but if you're feeling adventurous, loose leaf tea is definitely the way to go, I would recommend. It tastes so much better to start with. I mean, sometimes you can get amazing tea bags, but generally they tend to be really expensive. Loose leaf tea may seem a bit more expensive when you're going into a shop and you're seeing a box of it for £6 and you worry and you think, oh no, it's like so expensive. But actually you get so much more for your money. If you bought a box of tea bags that cost £6, you would have about 1/3 of the actual tea in there than you would in a loose leaf box. So although it looks a little bit more expensive to start with, trust me, you're getting more for your money if you go for loose leaf. Also, the health benefits are just so much more pungent, especially with things like green tea. I'm sure you've heard a million different people say, oh, green tea is really good for you, but you get less of those health benefits in the tea bags than the loose leaf tea, because tea bags tend to be quite processed and chopped and washed and all of this, so some of the nutrients do escape. But loose leaf is a really good way of them holding their nutrients, so you get a bit more of a pungent cup of tea. A big thing about loose leaf tea is obviously you've got to invest in a strainer. Now strainers can seem a bit daunting if you're not used to drinking tea, but trust me, they're the easiest things to use ever, and you can buy a really funny, funky strainer off the internet for about £1. So don't worry about the cost. They come in all different shapes and sizes. You can get them like this. This is completely metal, it's like a stick, and then your tea would go in that pan there, so it would go in there, and then you just shut it and pop it in your tea. Some strainers you get can be integrated, so I've got a glass mug here, and then this goes in. This is the strainer. You probably can't see because it won't focus, but it's got slits in the bottom, and that's how it all strains through. And then you can get other integrated strainers like this one in my teapot. So as you can see, it's just like a metal sieve really, and then you just open the lid, put the loose leaf tea in, and then brew it that way. But don't be put off, because strainers come in all shapes and sizes, like I said, and you can get a really, like a comedy one. I've got a blue umbrella that my friend bought for me that I really love, and you can get them off the internet really cheaply, so they're nothing to be afraid of. One of the main questions that comes up in tea drinking is milk or no milk? What do you do? And I'm sorry, but it is a matter of personal preference, so I can't really give you an answer. My rule of thumb is green tea, never. Never put milk in any sort of green tea ever. So whether it's pure green tea, flavoured green tea, or if it's like those fruit teas, anything like that, don't put milk in it. If it's an Indian tea or a black tea, then yeah, try it with milk and see how you feel. Try out different milk, no milk, sugar, no sugar combos. So yeah, remember, green tea, never. Black tea, give it a go, you might like it. Black? Green? Tea is separated into two groups, black and green. And it is literally because of the colour. I know. So here's your Lapsang Souchong. This is a black tea. And it's because it's black. That's it. The leaves are black. Green teas are green because, can you see in there? The leaves are green. And it's as simple as that. Green teas tend to have a bit more of a subtle flavour, a bit more of a delicate flavour, and really pungent health benefits. Black teas tend to be a lot more pungent tasting. They've got a really strong taste. They are very bitter, so often need sugar if you're not a fan of bitter drinks. And the health benefits are still there, but a bit less pungent than they are in green tea. Finally, I've had a few people come up to me and say, oh, I know all of the benefits of green tea, but I just don't like it, I can't get into it, it's too bitter, I don't like it, and you know, it's such a shame, la la la. I say try it. When I first started drinking green tea, I hated it. I thought it tasted like mud and I just couldn't hack it whatsoever. But now I swim in it and I drink it every day, at least 4 times a day, and it's just fantastic stuff. But I had to persevere with it, and you will too if you want to reap the health benefits of green tea. So you know how they say try something 10 times before you give it up? I highly recommend that school of thought, because that's what I do. So even if you don't really like it, drink it 10 times and properly try to drink it. Don't just take a sip and throw it away. Try and drink a whole cup or at least half a cup 10 times. And if you still don't like it after that, then you have my permission to throw it away and never drink it again. But until then, I highly recommend persevering with it, because the health benefits and the taste is so much nicer. It's a really great way of drinking water. If you don't like water on its own, then drinking tea, especially without milk and sugar, is a really good way to get more water into your day-to-day life. I really hope you give it a go, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If there's anything else you'd like to know, I'm an abundance of knowledge, so please don't be scared to comment and ask or email me. I'm on all of the social media, including Tumblr and Pinterest now. So if you just search for the Flying Olive Food, you'll find me. and all social media. If you want to know more about the specific health benefits of certain teas, so for example green tea is renowned for being really good, it's all on the website. I will link to you below. Subscribe, comment, share, do all of that YouTube stuff. Let me know how you feel about it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have a fantastic day and enjoy your brews. See you later, guys. Expensive at first when you look at it. I'm filming a video! But thanks! Parents. But today's sits in this mug and shit. My Assam has just gone all over the bed. That's what she said. It's a completely personal preference, so if you like it, someone else might like it. I've got 17 seconds left.